AI will never, you can't just click a button on a computer and unclog a toilet.
Who's building those?
Yeah.
Who's maintaining those? Who's servicing those?
Yeah.
You know, it's not a robot.
Yeah.
It's not a click of a button.
No.
There is not a big pool
We don't have enough
to
people
backfill
coming
that.
up.
The kids, the young adults coming up, they have instant gratification with everything. You become a sub, you work for yourself, you make your own hours, you accept the work you want to accept, you start building a team, you open up your own, right? These kids have the potential to make so much money because there's going to be very few people who know how to do the work. The trades gives you that ability and that freedom. Welcome, and thank you for joining us for another episode of ASAP Unfiltered. I am Christos and Larson. Joined with me today is Larson Flock, salesman extraordinaire. And today, Larson, we're talking about the trades and how important they are to our everyday life and
Society as a whole.
And how people kind of take them for granted.
Yes.
Don't really think about the importance of them getting us through our day-to-day. I think it's kind of something that falls under the radar for most people, the specialty of each individual trade out there. So, I'll start off by just talking about what I think is a really big issue coming to us soon, and that's how modern society and with the growth of different technologies and things of that nature have really hampered the growth of trades and the importance of trades and what it's looking like for that next generation of people coming into them. We've always put an emphasis since we were children on going to school, doing well, studying, all with the purpose of that promise, right? Make good grades, you go to college, you get a good job,
You make a lot of money.
That's your life now, right? I have a 12-year-old daughter and a 6-year-old son. If one of them were graduating this year, I would have a very real conversation with the way things are now about going into a trade school, learning to weld, electrician, plumber, things of that nature. It seems to be that there's more opportunity for them to have a life earlier.
Yeah.
To get into their adulthood, to get into money making, to learn something that is specific concentration for them, as opposed to, undergrad degree in, I have 2 degrees. I have 2 bachelor's degrees and I don't use either one of them.
Right.
I work in the trades.
Yeah.
And then we come from different opposite ends of that spectrum, right? Of getting into the trades early. I thought I was going to be a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm in the overhead door, man door, loading dock world. So talk a little bit about your experience, I guess, how it's benefited you.
So like you said though, growing up, my dad was always like, oh, you want to go to school, you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, do something with computers. But even as a child, from the time I was like 8 years old, I knew that was never going to be my path. My brain doesn't work that way. I see everything and I don't see numbers and I don't see the data. I see gears turning.
Yeah.
That's just how my brain functions. So even from an early age, I knew that was going to be my path. And for the longest time, I thought it was going to have something to do with cars, because that was my in at the time. But it just eventually transferred into the door business. But it's still coming into this business, you start to see a lot of the other trades that are vital to everyday society and how everything needs to function, whether it be doors like us or electricians or HVAC or anything that goes into a lot of, maybe don't think about everything that gets put into a building and how everything has to operate.
Yeah, I mean, it's day-to-day functionality that we take for granted. Right. Flushing your toilet.
Yeah, plumbers.
Flipping a light switch, opening a door.
Yeah.
Right, none of those things are possible or are sustained possibilities without
physical tradesmen to do those.
Right.
AI will never, or a computer system or artificial intelligence, or you can't just click a button on a computer and unclog a toilet.
Right.
I feel like you'll be able to do that at some point though. So maybe that specifically, but there's still going to be stuff for a millennia that's going to have to be done with physical labor.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think one of the scary things right now is that we're seeing a generation of tradesmen coming to, the end of their professional careers, right? Whether it be physically breaking down after years and years and years in the field. And as you know, with tradesmen, right, it comes a lot of unhealthy habits, eating habits and things of that nature. But whether it be through retirement or through, breaking down physically,
just aging out in general,
aging out, whatever it may be, there is not a big pool.
We don't have enough
to
people coming up. Yeah,
correct. And it's easy when you could go on YouTube and be a millionaire.
Yeah.
To not worry about that. You say, yes, college is, I'm not going to college. College is for dummies, whatever, right? But I'm going to be an influencer.
Right.
Or I'm going to sell products on TikTok Shop, or I'm going to get a brand deal or something like that, right? So I think generationally, there's always a challenge that comes with new technologies and everything as we advance as a civilization.
Yeah.
But we have never been as advanced as we are now.
Yeah.
And the kids, the young adults coming up, they have instant gratification with everything. Everything's a click of a button away.
Right. It's right there. Their fingertips.
So I think it is important that we are proactive in seeing that there's going to be a void of people there to fill those spots. Reaching out to the schools, doing education for the young, internship programs, things like that, to incentivize apprenticeships, things of that nature, to really allow people to gravitate towards the trades. Like I referenced earlier about my own children, you're gonna send your kid, spend how much money to send your kid to a 4-year university, get a degree, and then get an entry-level job, right? Or I could save all that money as a parent, pay a substantially less amount of money to send them to a trade school. That money I save, I got you your first truck, you outfit it, you become a sub, you work for yourself, you make your own hours, you accept the work you want to accept, you start building a team, you open up your own, right? So there's so many opportunities that are going to be available in the trades. It's supply and demand. These kids have the potential to make so much money because there's going to be very few people who know how to do the work. That void there it's screaming for someone to come and fill it, and the amount of money they can make is going to be astronomical.
I mean, we're only a handful of years away from not having enough electricians to keep up with the infrastructure that needs to be put into place. And then what do we do from there?
Right. Like, a data center goes up every day in the country, right? And that mans 2 people. Right? But who's building those? Right? The AI is not building that, it's sustaining it.
Correct.
When it breaks down, who's coming out to fix it?
And those are vital systems too, like
Absolutely.
Data centers specifically. If something goes down, somebody has to be out there right away. So that's a very, because those things have to be fixed immediately, that's a very high demanding job, and therefore pays quite a bit of money to be able to fix those systems.
We went to a data center recently and we saw 6 of the biggest engines I have physically seen. Who's building those? Who's maintaining those? Who's servicing those? It's not a robot. It's not a click of a button.
No. Somebody has to go in there and physically do it with their hands.
Absolutely.
With knowledge that they've, learned.
Right. And I promise you that person is paid handsomely for doing so.
Oh yeah.
We have gotten away from a society that rewards 4-year education, secondary education, as far as getting a degree and rewarding it financially.
Right.
Is the juice worth the squeeze? Is it worth having to be in crippling debt? You as an 18-year-old don't have credit built up to go buy yourself a vehicle without your parents' help, but you can sign up for absolutely crippling student loan debt.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars that your minimum payment goes to the interest and never to the principal, right?
But you can't get a $10,000 car.
Correct. Right. So it's a broken system.
And well, I think, and I might be wrong on this, but the way that I view it, I don't think that the American dream was founded on going to a 4-year college, getting a degree, and earning money that way. It was coming here, working with your hands, and building something from the ground up.
Sure. Sure, and there's different avenues to do that.
Yeah.
Some people's avenue might be, listen, I don't want a doctor who didn't go
Of course, yeah.
to school,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, so I get it, but it depends on what you want to do, right? But there's so much opportunity that I don't think people are aware of in the trades specifically, right? And that covers that's a wide, broad spectrum of types of jobs and types of talent that's required for that. There is something that can be found for everybody.
Well, I think that's another issue. Is there's just not enough information out there about all of the trades that are there. Like the door business in particular, I would have never thought about this in 1,000 years had I not just randomly met somebody that was in the business and offered me a job into it. And then now that I've been in it for so long, I see all of the other trades that are out there. There's very, very specific and specialized trades for certain things that anybody can get into. Most of the time it doesn't require a 4-year degree or even a technical college or a trades school. It just takes in-field knowledge. It just takes giving it a shot and seeing where you fit in. So I think that's something that we as a society need to do a better job of is putting the information out there of what's available, what you can learn, what you can do.
Yeah, 100%. No, I agree. I just think it's there is an ignorance to what it is. I don't know if this has happened for you, but you used to hear like a colloquialism almost of like, oh yeah, like you don't make good grades, you'll be a plumber.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That teacher who said that makes significantly less than the plumber.
Yeah.
I think, to touch back on your point of the American dream and people come here.
And I might be wrong on that.
No,
but
no,
that's
no.
just how I look at it. I think.
No, I don't disagree with you. I think it's unique to whomever's dream it is.
Well, I guess you're right. Yeah.
But I think that part of that is the American dream. Money isn't everything, but money allows you to live the life that you want to live.
Yeah.
And your children have a better life than you did, and so on and so on, and being able to pass something down of significance to your children for them to continue to grow.
Right.
And I think that being able to put yourself in a position to make good enough money and paired with smart decisions and good fortune.
Yeah.
Right? That's the American dream, is to be able to come here and work hard and see that turn into something.
To turn into something, not just,
You know what I mean? And the trades gives you that ability and that freedom.
Yeah.
What other industry do you see people being able to work for themselves, be their own boss?
I mean, honestly, in almost every trade, you can have that. Plumbers, carpenters, electricians. Those are the big three, but I mean, there's so many specialized trades for everything. There's a trade for people that go in and repair refrigerators, like industrial refrigerators.
Right.
There's a guy that just does that all day long.
Right. And we're not talking about just your local handyman, jack of all trades, master of none.
No.
We're talking about a specialized.
That's a very specialized trade. Yeah. A lot of these are. I consider the door business to be a specialized or
absolutely
a very specialized trade.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a unique trade, and it can't be treated. One can't be treated as the other.
Yeah.
I have a buddy who does very well for himself, has a beautiful family. He got out of school and was kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Moved down to Myrtle.
Yeah.
Surfed, lived the beach life. Someone put a sheet metal hammer in his hand, and he worked himself up through that world, and he is a whatchamacallit. He worked through the HVAC system, and now he's high up at a mechanical contractor. And that's his trade. Nope, there's no degree to go along with that or anything. And he's fortunate enough to work for a company that allows him to be a father, be a husband, be present in his children's life, and that's hard to do in every day life.
Yeah.
Right. Those are the things that you can't put a financial amount on. Those are the perks in a job that you can't quantify in dollars.
Right.
And I feel like the trades all have an avenue to live that kind of life.
Yeah, I would say so.
Beyond what it does personally for an individual, right? Societally, it We have to have
We
it.
have to have it.
It's not going
It's gotta
away.
be there. And
Like you said earlier, it's not going away.
No.
Right. AI is evolving and changing every day, but it can't take over putting your hands physically on something, using your creativity, your knowledge, your experience to work out a pain point for someone, for yourself, for a customer, whomever it may be.
Until we get to iRobot.
Until we get into AI being put inside the robot, and then hopefully I'm on.
Well, we'll be long.
I'll be on a Costa Rican beach by then.
Yeah.
But no, I don't. I think it is incumbent on us to really educate.
Yeah, we just need to, you know, the stigmatism on being in the trades. You know, parents need to do a better job at not. We need to not be afraid to push our children towards the trades. You know, if maybe a 4-year college or, you know what I mean, like that's looked upon highly.
Yeah.
But just let the kids go to the trades, you know, because we need them. You need to not be afraid to push them towards that if that's maybe the right avenue.
Yeah, and if it suits them, right? If they're mechanically
it's
inclined.
not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. But if it is,
it's got to be for a few. Though.
You're right. If it is for you, I don't think there should be a negative stigma on top of it.
Right.
That says like, oh no. Like, honey, you're not going to work on motors. You're gonna go and be a physical therapist.
Right.
Or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
It should be looked upon as a equal to any profession out there.
Yeah.
And the opportunities are vast. You're hireable once you learn this and you become experienced. You're hireable wherever you are. You move somewhere,
anywhere,
you can find a job.
Yeah.
People will approach you. You know how it is in the door industry. As soon as you get in the door industry, you're in.
You're in. That's it.
You're in.
You're not doing anything else.
Someone's always asking you if you're happy, if if you're looking, or if you're interested. I mean, it exists
constantly.
It's constant, because there are so few.
Yeah.
I think it is important that we continue to have these types of conversations and educate people. And I mean, listen, if I was a braver man, I would go back and look into offshore welding.
Yeah.
Underwater welding.
Underwater welding, those guys are crazy. Honestly, the crane operators, where it's at.
I got a buddy who's a crane operator in New
York.
York.
$50,000 a year to sit in a box for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sign me up. Yeah. Let's go.
And God willing, you got a foreman on site that's just awesome to work with, and that's an easy day.
Yeah.
But you have to be attentive in the trades. You have to use common sense, which is not always so common. But there are risks working with your hands and working with heavy machinery and working with tools and everything like that. So the education part, you can't just jump in.
Yeah.
Right. So the education part is important. The apprenticeships are important. We've gotten away from it as a society everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Who does? The only schools have shop class, auto mechanic.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
That used to be a normal thing.
Yeah.
In the public education system, and no longer is.
Yeah.
That is a factor into the dilemma we're in right now, or that we're going to be in the near future.
Right. Like when I hear apprenticeship now, I don't think of the trades. That's not the first thing that comes to mind for me. Tattoo shops.
Tattoo shops.
Yeah, tattoo artists. Almost every single one of them start off as an apprentice.
Sure.
And that's the only thing that really, when I hear that word, that's the first place my mind goes to, because it's just not that prevalent in the trades anymore. We don't really see, a plumber or a carpenter or even the door business have, this is my apprentice, or you will be my apprentice, or we have an apprentice program. It's just not prevalent anymore. Honestly, I think it's because there's the lack of interest, or the lack of, like you said, the pool of people to pull in to get to go to the trades, that we don't have time for it, or there's just nobody to be an apprentice.
Right.
So I think that's something that everybody, all the trades, need to maybe pick up on it and start doing again, and getting the younger kids into it.
Yeah, and really educating them on what the apprenticeship program is, not just like, this is just a job, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is towards a career.
Right.
This is your opportunity to learn. You might not make as much on up front,
right?
But it's your opportunity to learn.
Yeah.
It's your opportunity to set yourself up for success, to make a lot of money.
To make a lot of money.
Right?
Yeah.
So, well, I appreciate you joining me today, and talking about this. I think it's something that doesn't get talked about enough, but
Yeah.
it's something that needs to continue.
It's
to be
very
talked
important. Yeah, and I would say that, if anybody has any questions, reach out.
about. Yeah.
I don't know if maybe we're the right ones to reach out to, but we're happy to answer questions or anything.
Yeah, if you have any interest, point you in the right direction. I mean,
Yeah.
working in this industry for as long as you and I have, we have connections everywhere. So,
Yeah.
reach out not just to us or your local tradesman. Somebody can point you in the right direction. If it's something that interests you, that you want to get into, you want to have a career, you want to have something you can sink your teeth in for the rest of your life and not just be a job.
Yeah.
I would definitely look into
Yeah.
working in something that speaks to you in the trades. So thanks for joining us for another edition of ASAP Unfiltered. I have been Christos and
And I'm Larson.